How to do a test order here using Shopify. The process of doing this element is actually really simple. You don't have to worry a lot, but there's a few elements, a few prerequisites in order to continue. First of all, what you need to do is to have a Shopify store already been created. And the second element is to understand which is the payment method you're going to be using for this specific task. Let's sign in directly into Shopify. Directly here into Shopify, I'm going to locate this element that says settings. Now into settings, what I can do is to look out for the upper side that says the payment element, just a little bit above checkout. And here you can look out for this actual element that says payments. Now into payments, I can look out for the option that says managed. And you can try to look out for a provider that can be helping you to enable these elements. For example, Mercado Pago, cards. So if you wanted to import those, you can just select them. In my case, I'm going to be using Stripe because Stripe has the actual power to enable the actual test mode. We can do this, of course, using PayPal as well, but this is totally optional. Now, let's go directly here inside the Stripe. Let's, in my case, I'm going to try to deactivate this because I'm going to do this process once again for you. Now, you can use Shopify payments, but this is totally depending on the country you're currently living. So you might not be able to have this depending on the country once again you are. Let's go for choose a provider. Introducing a provider, I'm going to be using this filtering so you can enable the actual payment method you would like to accept at your store. For example, I want to accept Visa, I want to accept MasterCard, and I want to accept, I don't know, maybe Google Pay or even Apple Pay and Google Pay not. So the best solution for me actually is Stripe. That's the reason why myself in this website, in this specific online store, is going to be using Stripe. Now, since I have already been signed into Stripe, what I need to do is to select an account I would like to connect to the Shopify. I can connect a new account, or I can connect an account that I have already had before. In my case, I'm going to be using this one because I have all my business and basic information and I don't have to do this process once more. If I have more than 5 businesses that I don't use a lot, I might have the risk to have been banned into Stripe. So you don't have to use Stripe for this tutorial. You can use PayPal, you can use the Shopify payments, and do so much more. But in order to continue, you must need to enable the test payment now. For that, I'm going to click here into Stripe and managed. Inside managed, we can see that we have the transaction fees, and here have the test mode. Into test mode, I'm going to enable this element. And here, when the test mode is on, all the Stripe transactions are simulated. So let's hit now into save. Once here I have added the test mode, I'm going to open a new tab. Type the name of the payment provider that you choose and enter payment test method. Here it should be giving you a documentation of a card number that you can enable to simulate a payment to test the integration. So let's go directly back into Shopify. I'm going to head directly into my account, which in this case should be my online store. Let's go for view your online store. And here I'm going to look out for just in a specific product. And let's go for something really easy. For example, this product. I select it and I choose the option that says add to cart. Then I'm going to go for checkout. Now here I'm going to be adding all the information about myself. And into the payment element, I must add a credit card. This is the moment when I wanted to go back into the documentation of the payment provider I choose, and I can start adding a test of the card. So here is the test card. As you can see, it says card numbers, payment method. And let's say that I wanted to look out for, I go a little bit back, fraud prevention, decline payments. So let's say that I wanted to start with a decline payment. So I choose generic decline, for example. I copy it and I paste it here. So the card number is exactly this one. The expiration date should be something into the future, for example. This one, the security code should be something random. And the name of the card, something random as well. Your order has been processed. Now your card was declined, try again or use a different payment method. This is what happens when the card is not working as well. So let's try it out with now something different. I'm gonna go all my way up And here I have the simulation of cost by brand. For example, one Visa, right? So I'm going to copy this Visa card, go back here, I paste my card number, and once again, whatever into the future, a random security code, and go for pay now. Now my order has been processed. Now you can see that the confirmation of the order has now been applied. With this being said, what I can do now is to go back into my store. I'm going to close this and go for orders. Inside orders, you can see that my order has now been applied, and here it says paid, fulfillment status unfulfilled, one item, delivery status, delivery methods. I'm going to click it to learn more about my order. So unfulfilled, this is the location, this is the paid, this is the information of my contact, the shipping address. Of course, all of this info is just fictional. This is not real, but this is just an example of what can be happening. For example, unable to processed, place this order, confirmation was generated, payment was processed, and much more. So basically, this is the information we're going to be using for making the delivery to this customer. Just in case this one is not enabled into the Shopify, this test mode is not enabled, we can make sure that this one is enabled into, for example, Stripe. You can see that here into Stripe, if I focus into my dashboard, into the upper side, it says test mode. So this one lets me simulate transaction and payments, so no real transaction will be processed, and this is my sandboxes. And this is my gross volume, my overview, how many money I have earned so far, failed payments. This is just an example of the transactions. So there you have it, guys. A really easy tutorial how we can make some simulate transactions here into Shopify. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel, guys. Thank you so much for watching the video. Just in case you have any questions, you can leave it down below in the comment section. And well, hopefully we can all see you next time.